welcome along to Full Time. This is our first session here on Full Time. Well, welcome along to everybody. Want to send a shout out first of all going out to Ray Scragg Motors. Of course, they're our sponsors out there on Grey Street. Go and check them out. First of all, we are going to welcome to the show our man from up there in Pairo at Ngā Iwi FM. We have our man Rino Wilkinson. Morena, bro.
Yeah, morena, bro. Morena, Keithy, and always good to be catching up with everyone on Saturday morning. And yeah, got an exciting weekend ahead, bro.
Indeed we do, indeed we do. Also joining us from over there somewhere in Australia, we have our man Jason Tawhiwhirangi, otherwise known as JT. Morena, bro.
Hi, morena, Keith. Lovely day up here on the Sunshine Coast. It's mainly blue skies shining on me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Good to be here, boys.
Nicely put, my bro. And wow, and you've got us another guest who is joining us this weekend. Why don't you introduce him?
Well, Keith, I think it's more pertinent that you introduce the great man, because you were at high school with him, hiding behind the bus shed, smoking cigarettes and kissing girlies or kissing each other. I don't know. So, Keith, mate, the stage is all yours.
Well, thanks for that. You've really built up that introduction. Joining us from over in Brisbane, we have with us the esteemed Jeff Moses. Morena, bro.
Morena, bro. Yeah, it's lovely weather here. It's a nice blue day. Hey, Jason, Tawhiwhirangi.
It's very blue, Jeff. Thanks for that.
Yourself well all day.
Now,
Drew, holy hell. We better get him back on with me on the Origin show.
Indeed. What's been kind of sad is that our man Reno's been pretty much the lone New South Walesian around here of late, there, Reno.
Yeah, you know. So, yeah, a good win for the team. Been a long time coming, bro. So we'll just save that moment and wait till 2019, eh?
Now, of course, this week we've been celebrating Te Wiki o Te Reo Maori. And, of course, we had our half a timer show, which Jace was able to join us on Wednesday, 4:00 Wednesday afternoons. Well, the closest thing that I can get to translate what full time would be in Te Reo Maori would be Korotake Time. I know it's a terrible sort of thing, but that's what I got to say. You know, welcome along to Korotake Time. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking. We talk a lot of it too. Hey, Reno, what do you reckon?
Oh, mate, I thought you were going to say for a second to go fully timer for a minute. I thought, don't you do that transliteration on us. Where'd you get that word, Korotake Time, eh?
The closest thing. That's the closest thing that I can think of.
Oh, so it's full. F-O-O-L. Okay.
Yes. Anyway, man.
Well, it is now that Jeff's here.
Yeah, you got to spell it J-A-S-E time.
So when was the last time you, Keithy, and Jeff caught up? You know, JT touched on it behind the bike sheds, having a cigarette together. So when's the last time you seen each other?
A few years ago, I think, Jeff? Would it have been? I think you come back from over in Aussie, down at the Pirates club rooms. We also played rugby together for Pirates a few years ago. It's been a while.
I came back about 4 years ago, and I think Steve Smith was
the coach
at the time, and Mr. Maxwell was running the crew.
Yes, yeah. So I think that was the last time we caught up with each other. So it's been a little while, eh?
Yeah, and I saw legends like Api Rangihuno and Joe Moiki in the club as well. It was awesome to see those YP boys. True.
That.
Yeah.
Talking about legends, I believe you're a bit of a legend as well. Did you call yourself a kōrero tara? Is that right there, JT?
Absolutely. Although I was reminded by the Kazibo Te Hāmua that tara has a different meaning on the East Coast.
Yes.
And I did see a video with another ex-Lytton High student, Davinia King, a.k.a.
Right.
Max, who, you know, you don't want any on your so, yeah, me on there, a wahine mā, and, they want you trotting off before your time is due.
Great woman there, Phoenix. Where's the old shoot on the Panther player there, Gil?
She was, Punix, yes. Back in the day, eh? back in the day. I actually am pretty close to Punix's dad, actually, Dave King, who I play poker with, and he was a bit of a rugby league legend around this area too, wasn't he, Jeff? You must have caught up with him, mate.
Yep. Mighty Nights.
Yeah, so he's been around for a while. You must have known of his, at least his reputation there, JT.
Yeah, well, when I first started at the Coyote Devils as a 17-year-old, Dave was still on the scene. He was heavily involved behind the scenes, not so much as coach, but on the committee, and he'd come down and watch training and certainly give us advice and just remind us all or inform us all how good a player he was. No, good top man, old Dave King. I'm sorry I didn't realise he was still kicking on, and very good player, very big man physically, looked a lot like very much in the mould of the great man Arthur Beetson.
Yeah.
And apparently I've heard from other people that Dave should have possibly been in the Kiwis.
Yes.
But was overlooked for the name slips and he just passed away recently. But anyway, good man Dave King, and I think his young son Rawiri, Dave Jr.
Yeah.
Cocky played for us for a couple of seasons at the Coyote Devils. So
yeah. Johnny was with Coyote Nights as well, his youngest.
Right.
And Bellamy as well.
Right, and I think he's got a daughter, Kathy, who lives over. Is it? I think she's still in Brisbane. Not that I, have been able to catch up with her for many, many years. So, yeah. Cool, awesome. Anyway, now I was just sadly, I just sadly found out that, and want to send out our commiserations, of course, going out to Sam Martinga's whānau, to the Martinga whānau, who, with the passing of Sam Martinga, who passed away on Wednesday. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Right. Wow, that was a bit of a shock to learn that. I just found that out about this morning. But however, let's talk a bit of rugby league, I guess. AJT, boy, I tell you what, one of the things when it comes down to playoff time in the NRL, man, it just gets so intense, and it was just one heck of an intense game last night, wasn't it? Sharks and the Panthers, eh?
Yeah, very intense this time of year, Keith, because it's basically 10 to 11 months worth of hard work and graft, and it comes down to one game, puts it all on the line. So that's why I think you see a definite rise in intensity.
Yeah.
So the 19,000 odd fans that were there last night were treated to another cracker. I know it's a cliche, but it was definitely a game of two halves. These two teams have a lot of similarities. They first entered the competition in 1967, and interestingly enough, last night was the first time they'd ever met in a finals game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously in the first few years they had very lean time, so neither of them would have made the playoffs. And of course, Cronulla winning their first premiership only 2 years ago when they fluked the win against the Storm.
They fluked their win twice, didn't they?
Anyway, shush, Jeff. Hang up.
They fluked it twice this year.
Yeah, they beat us twice this year, but I'm probably a bit happy about playing Cronulla next week. They've got a couple of injury concerns. The stat man, Paul Gallen, may not make it. He came off, and Gallen's one tough hombre. If he comes off the field, then something's not right. So,
what did you reckon about the game there, Jeff?
Yeah, no, that was an awesome match to watch. That kicker, he always seems to come in form in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think he needs, like too young, they've got to pick the stuff up in their first half. And he'll get better and better with age and time.
Yeah. Reno, what did you reckon?
Yeah, it took me back to last Friday, Keith. How good was that game between the Rabbits and the Storm? And then you watch one back it up a week later, and it's like, holy hell, totally right, game of two halves. And I thought, the Sharkies, oh man, they're going to do this. But man, those Panthers come back in that second half, and it was that close, and that wobbly little drop goal. Again, 2 weeks in a row, wobbly little drop goals get them home by 1 point. So, it just tells you touched on at the start of the show, the intensity at this end, and it's a different game again, when you're at the business end.
The Sharks just came out firing, especially within the first 10, 20 minutes, didn't they, JT? They just came out firing, and, they could have actually probably scored another try in that first half, and the Panthers kind of... made a lot of, I guess, uncharacteristic mistakes in the first half. Is that how you saw the game as well?
Yeah, definitely. Cronulla had all the run and all the energy early on, and Panthers made a couple of handling mistakes. Maloney got pinged for a cannonball tackle.
Yeah.
He basically was the cause of Fafita's laying on the first try for Townsend. Maloney rushes out in the fence in the second try, and Luke Lewis runs to an open line. So, mate, for all his skill and brilliance and all the hardness he brings to the side, he definitely is there's a job for him at the Gold Coast Airport in the turnstile. Unfortunately, he's a bit of a traffic light in defence. But, mate, second half, or even late in the first half, Val Holmes, he'd probably be the happiest man at Cronulla. He lets that ball go into the goal, and Nathan Cleary scores a try. And in the second half, Isaiah, I'd imagine he'd be a favourite player of all the boys that wear blue back home. Isaiah Yeo, he crashes over, then, like Jeff said, big Bill Kickout comes to life, lays on a try for Wanga Blake, and it's game on, 20-all. So, old Chad Townsend iced it with another wonky field goal, a bit like Cameron Munster last week. A couple of injury concerns, though, for the Cronulla next week. Obviously, Paul Gallen. Luke Lewis has a calf complaint, and not sure where Josh Dugan's at. He'll be still struggling, so I just read some press release. He's 50-50 for next week. So, as a Melbourne Storm fan, bring it on, Cronulla. We'll wait for a week.
Well, Jeff, who are the players that stood out for you?
Yeah, Maloney was alright. I thought Townsend played quite well. They play a similar game with their kicking and put the ball in the corners and rely on getting their defence up and smashing them for 3 tackles to get them tired in the second half. Especially when you got big forward pack like Cronulla to try and get back like Fafita, and he struggled in the last 20, which showed last night too.
Indeed, it did. Rino, good comeback from the Panthers in that second half, though. They definitely needed to do something, didn't they?
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. The halves weren't even playing really in the first half. It was more dominated by the halves for the Sharkies. And when you talk about which player stood out for me, it has to be the number 6, of course, for the Sharkies, because, him and Maloney, they swapped jerseys. They caught up prior to the game, had a bit of a corridor, and then got in to do their business on the field. And the 6 for the Sharkies had the better of the team.
Yeah.
So, a few good players out there. Wow. If the Panthers had brought what they did in their first half, it might have been a different story. But Sharks win at the end of the day. They carry on through, play the mighty Storm. Doesn't get any easier for the Sharks. That's going to be a hell of a game. The Panthers, well, they're reassessed for 2019.
Now, the Rabbitohs and the Dragons, that game's on tonight. How do you see that one going there, Reno?
Yeah, I'll go to Dragons, I think the Dragons be the wild card in there and form team right at the start of the season. And, hey, they demolished the Broncos, which no one saw coming last week, and they really gave it to them. So, yeah, I'll back up the Dragons tonight, mate.
That's an interesting call. What do you reckon there, JT?
Look, if we go back a week, Keith, the last Sunday, I would have put my life savings, all 25 cents of it, on the Broncos absolutely annihilating the Dragons. And we looked at the full-time score, it was 48-18 from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48-18. If I'd known that the score at full-time, I would have said, see the Broncos smash them. But lo and behold, the old Dragons came out and ambushed the not poor Broncos, I hate the Broncos anyway. But anyway, so, mate, tonight, I don't know. The Rabbits may be slightly favourites, but if the Dragons can bring that form again without their playmaker Gareth Widdop, then, mate, it's game on. Just keep those big Burgess boys quiet and mate, I just think the Rabbits only not much in it, and I think they'll be just a bit too tough up the middle. But, mate, in saying that, who knows?
Indeed. What about you, Jeff? Which team are you going for?
No, I'll go for the Rabbits. I just like that New South Wales hooker.
Right. What's his name? What's his name again?
Damien Cook.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. 9:40. It's going to be played here at New Zealand time, so that's definitely the game to look out for. You. So, who am I going to go for? I think I'm going to go for the Rabbits as well. Quite frankly, it's going to be a tough one to think, because the way the Dragons have been going, like I'm in the same boat with JT. I would have expected them